Hi everyone, welcome to the Move More YouTube channel. I'm Marissa, and let's get started on this vinyasa flow class today. So we're going to begin in our mountain pose. So we'll start with our feet hip width apart, toes spread nice and far, really reaching with those toes. And let's begin to stand up nice and tall, tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly button in, think about drawing the shoulders down and back. And let's place our hands down by our side with our palms facing forward. Begin to tuck your chin back slightly so that your neck and spine are all in one long line. And let's close your eyes if you're feeling comfortable. Begin to breathe nice and slow. And start to notice you're taking a little bit deeper breaths. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it out through the nose. And keep that breath going. Starting to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed. Getting excited about moving the body today. All right, on your next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up overhead. Lead with the palms facing up. And our palms are going to finish up in the air, shoulders are shoulder width apart. And just reach. Try to draw the shoulders down. We don't really want them to go up into the ears, so pull them away from the ears. Deep breath in, lift with the chest. Exhale, draw the arms down, leaning with the palms facing down. Keep this going. Let's move with the breath. Inhale, draw the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Let's do this 2 more times. On this next exhale, we're going to move into a forward fold. So begin to lower the arms and hinge at the hips, dropping the chest, and slowly lowering the arms and reach towards the ground. Drop the chin and let the crown hang heavy. And just relax here for another moment. With each exhale, trying to lean forward just a little bit more. Placing your hands at your shin. On your next inhale, we're lifting halfway. One long line with the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Slightly bending in the knees. And inhale, roll it all the way up. Exhale at the top, draw the shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, draw the hands down. Bring the arms behind the back, and we're going to bring the fingertips and interlock them right behind the hips. Open the chest, draw the shoulders down and back. Let's take the focus slightly up so that you're looking at where the ceiling and the wall meet. Keep that breath, deep breath in. In and out. Keep the core tight. Try not to arch the back. On the exhale, let's draw the chin into the chest. And we're slowly going to begin to roll the body down to a forward fold. When we reach halfway, begin to lift the hands off of the back. And begin to reach the hands up to the ceiling, still keeping the fingers locked together. Beginning to really stretch into the shoulders. Deep breath in. And exhale, release the hands down to the ground. On your next inhale, let's lift halfway up. Lift the focus. Exhale, forward fold. Staying in the forward fold, we're gonna plant the left hand on the ground, and I've got my hand right in between my feet. And take a deep breath in. And on my exhale, I'm gonna begin to reach that right arm up to the ceiling. I have a slight bend in my left knee. My focus is going up to the ceiling as well. On your next exhale, bring the right hand down to the ground. Getting ready to reverse, planting the right hand on the ground. Deep breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, begin to lift the left arm, bending in the right knee, and slowly taking the focus up to the ceiling. And exhale, bringing everything back down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Slightly bending in the knees. Inhale, nice and slow, all the way up. And back into mountain pose. Drawing the shoulders down and back, palms forward, fingertips down at the ground. Really stretch those fingertips out, stretch the thumbs. Again, close your eyes. On your next inhale, draw the arms up overhead. And we're going to bring the palms together. And from here, I'm going to keep my pointer and my thumb straight, but I'm going to lock the rest of my fingers together. Really lift the chest. Deep breath in. On the exhale, I'm going to lean to the left wall. So really stretching from the right hip all the way up to the fingertips. And inhale, bring everything back to center. And on the exhale, reverse, leaning to the right, stretching that left hip all the way up to the fingertips, keeping the core tight. You can slightly bend your knees, make sure you're not hyperextending them. Inhale, back to center. Getting ready to release the fingertips, we're going to bend the elbows down, keeping the fingertips up to the ceiling, and move our arms into cactus pose. Really open with the chest, draw the elbows back. Again, keep the core tight, keep the tailbone tucked under. And take a deep breath in. And on our exhale, we're going to draw the palms and the elbows together in front of the face. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, draw them back together. Open on the inhale. Exhale together. And let's pause and hold this position. Palms and elbows together. If you need to draw the elbows down to keep the elbows together, go ahead. Find that spot that's comfortable so that the elbows and the wrists and palms can stay together. And inhale, lifting everything back up. And exhale, rain the fingertips back down. Good, let's roll the shoulders back. And roll them to the front. Let's roll them back one at a time. So picking the right up, taking it to the back, and reverse. Really twisting in the torso. And let's reverse and bring the shoulders to the front. All right, now from here, I'm going to turn and face the short side of my mat. I'm going to get ready to go into our first downward dog. So let's start up towards the front of the mat. On your inhale, take the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, we're gonna draw the hands down, forward fold. We're going to plant the hands on the ground and then slowly step your feet back just a little bit at a time, and putting yourselves into a good downward dog so you can really get those heels pushed down as much as you can. Really draw the shoulders away from the ears, lifting up in the shoulders and the chest, lifting back in the hips, and drawing the heels down. Just continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. On your next exhale, let's lower ourselves down to tabletops. So I'm dropping my knees down to the ground. My knees are in line with my hips. I'm going to move my wrists so that they are underneath my shoulders. I'm going to look at my elbow creases and try to get the creases facing to the short side of the mat. And let's lengthen the spine, nice and long line. Try not to have any arches. Think about spreading the fingertips here so you can let some of that weight off of the wrist. And now we'll move through a few cat-cows. On our inhale, we'll take the focus up, lowering the belly to the ground. So turning the tailbone. On the exhale, round the spine, draw the chin into the chest. Let's keep this going at your own pace. Inhales, focus up. Exhales, drawing the chin in. Good. Let's come back to tabletop. On our next inhale, we're going to begin to shift the weight to the left leg, and we'll lift the right leg off of the mat, flexing that right toe down to the ground. And if you feel good and balanced here, then you can begin to lift the left arm up. So opposite arm, opposite leg are elevated. Really engaging the triceps, engaging the shoulders, the core, the glutes, hamstrings, everything is lit up right now. Keep the breath nice and steady. Exhale, lower everything back to the ground. Inhale, getting ready to reverse. Shifting the weight into the right knee, drawing that left leg up. When you feel steady, you can begin to lift the right arm up. The thumb is up to the ceiling. Engage the body, let everything feel tight. Engage it, hold this pose, but keep breathing. And exhale, let everything down. All right, we're gonna move through those two poses. On the inhales, we'll lift everything up, and on the exhales, we'll bring everything back down. Getting ready, on the inhale, begin to lift, opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale, draw it down. And reversing. Inhale. And down. Keep this going. One more on each side. Good job. Back to tabletop. Make sure the knees are hip width apart. We're going to keep the hips where they are. Keep them elevated, and we're going to begin to walk the hands out in front of you and moving with the forehead lowering down to the mat. Really getting a deep stretch into the shoulders. And walk yourself back up to tabletop. Let's spread the knees all the way to the width of the mat. We're going to go into a wide leg child's pose. So draw the hips down to the ground and then begin to reach the hands forward, lowering the forehead to the mat. Giving your body a moment to rest here. Try to be still. Try to hang heavy. Begin to notice the breath slowing down. And slowly begin to walk yourself back up. And let's find ourselves back in tabletop. So draw the knees back in, underneath the hips. Very good. Okay, so next we're going to set ourselves up for pigeon pose. So we're here in tabletop. So we're going to extend the right leg back and lifting it off the ground. So shift that weight back into the left leg and take a deep breath in through the nose. And on our exhale, we're going to begin to send that right knee forward. We may need to walk your hands forward just a little bit as well. And then we're going to continue to bring that knee in between the hands. We're keeping that back leg with the knee and the foot still turned under. And we're slowly trying to lower this right hip down to the ground. So continue to adjust yourself until you feel stress. If you feel stressed, stop. Go back to where you didn't feel it. And just slowly lower yourself and lift the chest up to begin with. Make sure you're watching. If you're trying to drop that hip, you're not letting that back leg turn. We want to keep that back leg still turned under. And if you're feeling comfortable here, you can start by bringing your hands in front of you and lowering your chest down to the ground. Nice and steady. Take your time. You can begin with taking yourself down to the elbows. And eventually, once your hip is on the ground, you can begin to lower that forehead all the way down. If you're not able to go all the way down and you're still needing to hold yourself up, that's okay. Find what works for you, find what feels good. And let's all begin to set our chest up. Plant those hands. And we're going to begin to send that right knee back. And then we're getting ready to reverse. So now we'll take a deep breath in. Extend the left leg out behind you. And on the exhale, bring the left knee forward. Keeping that right knee and the right toe turned under. And slowly begin to drop that left hip. You may notice one hip moves differently. Usually everyone has a more flexible side. If you're feeling comfortable and ready to start lowering your chest down, go up for it. If you're not feeling challenged at all here, the next step would be to slowly bring this foot out in line with the knee. I'm not quite there, but you can definitely start to try to swing that foot out and lower yourself down. Keep the breath nice and calm, in and out through the nose. And let's begin to sit the chest back up. And let's get ready to go back into tabletop. So shifting the hips back, taking both of the knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, and let's turn those toes under. And take a deep breath in. And when we exhale, we're gonna lift the knees off of the ground. Start to engage the core, feel those thighs burning. On your next exhale, shift the hips up and move into a downward dog. Inhale, lower the knees back down. Keep them elevated. Exhale, shift to down dog. One more, knees lowered. Exhale, down dog. Very good. Pedal it out here. We'll move into three-legged dog from here. So I'm gonna start by lifting my left leg off of the mat, lifting the heel up to the ceiling. Try to keep those hips squared. Keep breathing, don't hold that breath. On your next exhale, we're shifting that weight forward. We're gonna move into warrior one. So bring that left foot forward in between the hands. We're gonna drop that back heel on the ground, bending the knee over the ankle. And when you feel ready, lift the chest up, bringing the arms up overhead. Watching that knee, making it over the ankle. Don't let it go over the toe. If you realize you can move it a little bit deeper, go for it. Deep breath in. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Lower the hands and turn the chest squared off with the long side of the mat. Keep that knee over the ankle. Good, feeling the legs burning. Feeling those muscles working. You can take your focus to the front, looking over the left hand. Big deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna move back into warrior one. So bring both of the arms up overhead. Now we're gonna turn it into a deep lunge. So I'm gonna draw that back heel off of the ground, turn the hips squared off with the mat. Really lift with the chest. Exhale, draw the arms down to the mat. Stay in that low lunge. We're gonna plant the right hand on the mat. And when you feel sturdy, we're gonna begin to twist and open the chest up, lifting the left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, bring both hands to the mat. We'll step that left foot back and putting you into a downward dog. Pedal the feet out. And moving into a three-legged dog on the opposite side. So now we'll lift our right leg up to the ceiling. Again, keep the hips squared. On your next exhale, send that foot forward. Walk it as far forward as you feel comfortable with and drop that back heel to the floor. When you feel steady on your inhale, lift the focus and the arms up. Bring the arms over the head. Keep the knee over the ankle. Find that breath. Keep it nice and steady. Exhale, opening up to warrior two. Rolling the shoulders down and back, really squaring the shoulders off with the hips. Take the gaze forward over the right arm. All right, back to warrior one. So swing those arms back overhead, turn the chest back to the short side of the mat. When you feel ready, let's move into a low lunge. Draw the back heel off of the ground. Square the hips off with the short side of the mat. And on your next exhale, lower the hands down. Planting the left arm on the ground, take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, twisting, lifting the right arm up to the ceiling. Take your focus up with you. Exhale, drawing both hands back to the mat. And let's step that right foot back to down dog. Pedal it out. And drop both heels down. Really push into this pose. Use it for all that you can to stretch every muscle. And lowering down to tabletop. And from here, let's lower ourselves back so that we're gonna sit on our heels. Turn and face you. So we wanna have our heels right outside of our hips. So you're not directly on top. You can kind of roll this knees and the heels out just a little bit. But we don't wanna make a W, so keep them in nice and tight. All right, so let's start with our arms down by our side. Turn the tailbone under, draw the belly button back, lift with the chest. On my next inhale, I'm lifting my right arm up to the ceiling. On the exhale, I'm leaning to the left, but I'm gonna let it be a fluid movement, and I'm gonna make a circle all the way down and around. I'm gonna let my left arm follow to finish the circle, and I'm gonna open my chest back up to the front on my inhale, and now my left arm is up. Exhale, lower to the right. Let the left arm swing around. Bring the right to follow. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Keep this movement going. Exhale, swing it around. Inhale, lift it up. Keep it going. And let's pause in the center. Just bringing both hands right in front of the knees. Draw the chin into the chest. Nod the head yes. And shake the head no. And slowly roll it back up. And from here, let's swing our feet out from underneath us. We're going to go into a nice, comfortable seated position. So whatever works for you, you can draw the heels in. And we'll finish here today with our palms facing up on top of the knees and just drawing the shoulders down. Let's close the eyes for the final few moments here and just come back to the breath. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate you taking time out to let me help you move more. Keep the breath nice and slow. In through the nose and out through the nose. If you enjoyed this class and feel relaxed and refreshed, please hit that like button when you're done. Keep feeling the shoulders drop and relax. Let the jaw and the eyebrows relax. Deep breath in through the nose and out. Slowly begin to flutter the eyes open, wiggle the fingertips, wiggle the toes, bring movement back. Thank you all so very much for joining me today. Check out movemorewithmarissa.com to find out other ways you can keep moving more with me. Thanks guys, have a good day.